So here's my video review on the Bursig stand for many different bikes out there. I have a 2007 Ducati 1098, and I'm going to tell you right now that if you do your own maintenance on your bike, this stand is invaluable. I would say don't even try shopping around, just get this one. I spent a few days shopping around, and I was going to get the motomfg one because it's the same identical design, but it was about $100 cheaper. But apparently that company is no longer in existence. I emailed them many times. I even called them, and it went to a Magic Jack voicemail. So right there I knew that the company's no longer around. Even on the Ducati forums, people were saying that they were having the same kind of problems. So I went with the Bursig because they were the first out there, and I'm also going to say that they have the best customer service that I've ever experienced on any product that I've ever bought. I was having some issues with this stand that I'll go over in a second, and I emailed them, and within like 5 to 10 minutes I got a response, and then I emailed them again, another response right off the bat. I even sent a few pictures and a YouTube video I sent of the problems I was having, and they got right back to me and told me things to try. So let's just get right into it. So my 1098 is heavily modified, and one of the big things that I will tell everybody is make sure that you pay attention to your rear sets before you start anything. I have saddle rear sets here, and you can see down on here, right here, if it comes out, there it goes. I've got some damage on mine, and that is from the Bursig stand, and it was from me just assuming that it was set up ready to go from the factory like they say it is. I think when they say that it's set up ready to go from the factory and it's already calibrated for the 1098, because you can see on here that the plate says 1098. I think that is factoring in the factory rear sets and the way they're adjusted from the factory, because this plate, the reason why I have these scratches on my rear sets right here is actually from this plate. It was hitting. So long story short, what I did was, and I suggest probably everybody do this if you're having a hard time, or just right off the bat do it, because I wish I would have done this. It would have saved me some scratches on my rear sets. But I actually, the Bursig will tell you that you don't need to take this plate off. Even the instructions will say this plate doesn't need to come off, because the alignment here, if you look at it straight on, it's kind of 1 o'clock, and is ready to go into this pin and this pin right here. It was slightly at that position, but what I really had to do is I took the plate off, and it allowed me just to take the plate and fasten it, push it in here, and then get the pins exactly. Well, this pin doesn't move, the top pin doesn't move, but the bottom one, it allowed me to get that exactly where I wanted it. And then so I tighten that down, and then I take the plate and I put it back on here, and then I have everything loose, but the pin's sitting in here. The two pins are sitting in here, and I'm able to adjust it. And once I get it exactly how I want it, that pin goes all the way into this bushing right here. It's completely flush. Then I'll tighten up the main one, and it saved so much. I spent probably an hour configuring this thing, trying to get it to work, and then at the last minute I was like, okay, I'm just going to take this plate off, and I'm gonna do that. So the other issue that, like I said, even though I got this thing adjusted perfectly right, my plate was still hitting my rear sets. So I took the whole plate off again, and I took it to an angle grinder, and I actually ground off quite a bit. But as you can see, it's not going to hurt anything. It doesn't hinder the integrity of the stand at all. This thing is well built and very solid. So I'd suggest you just do that. And another thing on the Ducati, this bushing, this black bushing comes from them, and this stand is made to only go on the left side of the bike. And the instructions say, you know, there's a rod, there's a bolt that goes all the way through it's an engine mount to the frame, and the nut is on this side, the left side. Long story short, with the Ducati, what you have to do is you take out that bolt because the nut is actually over on this side, and it needs to be over on that side in the instructions. So take the nut off here, pull the whole bolt out, flip it around, and then go through. Actually, we'll come through this way, and then this black bushing, that's actually the nut. It's threaded, and you just tighten that on, and I think mine was 64 foot-pounds is what Ducati recommends, and that worked perfectly. Looking at it, it doesn't matter. The integrity of that bolt, whether it goes in that way or this way, it doesn't matter. And so that was one question that I had for them that I was saying at the beginning of the video that they got really fast back. They got back to me really quick. So, and like I said, if you do your own maintenance, I would buy this thing right off the bat. Don't even worry about it. It is expensive. It's $600 with shipping, but I found a Facebook coupon code, and it knocked off $50, so I got free shipping. That's what it did. It just knocked off. It made it free shipping, so it was $550. But you know, I've already used it to. You know, it's so easy to clean the bike, to move it around. But I bought it first and foremost because when I bought my bike, it came with these upgraded Öhlins Road and Track forks. And I don't know the life on them. I don't know how old they are. They're $3,000, so I want to keep them forever, and they need to be serviced. So I needed an easy way to prop up the bike to take them out. And I was going to get a pit bull stand because I do have a rear pit bull right there on the wall for the rear. But the front triple tree one, that's like $270, $300. And so I figured, you know, it's kind of a waste when I can just spend a couple hundred more and get this stand. So that's what I did. Glad I did. And hope this video helps somebody else. But I would definitely, if I was doing it all over again, I wouldn't even worry about what the instructions say. I would take that plate off, and I would just put the plate on the bike itself, adjust it, then bring the stand to the plate and tighten it up. So, hope that helps.